Hey, welcome to C-Mill Guitar, home of the six-string solution. We're going to talk about the Dorian mode today. We are finding Dorian. And, because Halloween's coming up, I'm wearing the appropriate attire here. And this is actually, my exact inner structure done in a t-shirt. So stay tuned for more fun. Hey, fine people of Earth, welcome to C-Mill Guitar, your home for the six-string solution. I'm Corey Miller, and I'm going to be joining you today for this webisode. So today we're going to be talking about the Dorian mode, and the Dorian mode is a relative mode to the major scale that is based on the second degree of the major scale, okay? Now there are 7 degrees of the major scale, 7 different notes in the major scale. And that's kind of what we're working off of when we're talking about relative modes. You might remember back when we were talking about relative major and minor pentatonic. That is really the same thing that we're talking about here. This is just has more notes involved because we're using all 7 notes of the major scale instead of just 5. And we're going to be talking about that Dorian mode, okay? And that's actually based off of the second degree of the major scale, and it is a minor mode, okay? On the 3rd fret of the 6th string, we're going to play a G major bar chord, okay? Now if we go up a whole step, that's 2 frets for us on guitar, and play an A minor chord, that's where we get this Dorian mode from, okay? And what it does is it starts on that second degree of the G major scale, but it also follows the same key signature. You're just, instead of going from a G to a G, you're going from an A to an A using that same key signature, okay? In this case, our G has an F sharp in it, all right? So if we start on the 5th fret on our A note here, on the 6th string, we have an A, a B, a C, then we're going to play a D, an E note, then we need an F sharp note because that F sharp is actually in our G major scale. There's a G note, there's the root of the major scale. Now here's the next A, all right? That's the octave of the Dorian mode. And we can look at this another way as well, and this is the way I like to look at it. I like to look at the intervals and then how they change between modes or even chords for that matter. So if we're looking at a regular minor scale, we would not have that F sharp in there, okay? Because if you remember when we were talking about our relative major and minor scales, you can't pick your relatives, right? In this case, we are picking our relatives. Well, they're related, so I guess not. But anyway, we're going to go A, B, C note here, D, E, F. Notice that's an F, natural, and then a G, and then you're back to your A note again. Okay, now that's a minor scale. That's related to the C major scale, the A minor scale. Okay, now we were talking about A Dorian mode. All right, so there's a change. So here's how I look at this. Okay, so here's your first note in that A minor scale we just played. So here's your A, here's your B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's a 6th degree. It's going to become important later. 7th degree, and then you're back to the octave, or 1 again on your A note, okay? So now here's the interesting thing about the Dorian mode. In relation to the minor scale that we were talking about, that 6th degree is raised by 1 fret, okay? So instead of that F note, we're going to play an F sharp. So here we go. Here's our 1 on the A, 2 on the B. There's our minor 3rd on the C. There's our 4th on the D. Here's our 5th on the E. Now here's our 6th on the F. Now that's natural minor. But if we move that up, so I'm going to refinger this, from this F to this F sharp on the D string on the 4th fret. Okay, now we have our Dorian mode. Okay? that may seem like a lot of information, but I'm hoping that that's helpful. If you have any questions about how that works, you can contact me by commenting below and also liking the page and subscribing. Or you can email me at cmailguitar@gmail.com. Okay? So let's look at this a little different way. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do something that a lot of people choose to do in jazz music or fusion music, okay? And that is whenever they see a minor seventh chord, no matter what key they're in, they're playing the Dorian mode over it. All right? And what that does is that kind of brings you some outside notes to create a different type of sound. All right? So for our purposes, with this riff that we started with, we started on that B minor 7 chord. So we're going to take a look at the Dorian mode in B, okay, on the 7th fret. So we're going to start with our first finger on the 7th fret of the low E string, okay? Third finger, 9th fret. Fourth finger, 10th fret. We're going to move down to the A string. We're going to start with the 7th fret, 9th fret. Now we're going to shift our hand down here to the 6th fret of the D string. And we're going to play 6th fret, 7th fret, 9th fret on the D string. And then we're going to move to the G string and do the same thing. 6th fret, 7th fret, 9th fret. And we're going to shift our hand position back up so that our first finger is on the 7th fret of that B string. 7, 9, 10, and then 7th fret on the E string to finish it out. So now we're back on that B root. All right, that concludes our Dorian mode, all right, in B. So B Dorian. So let's look at this riff that we have going, okay? I'm going to play this one more time for you. So I'll play it more straight rather than swing here, okay? Okay, so what we're doing there is we are moving through 3 different modes. So while we're tracking with those 3 minor chords that go down by half steps, B minor 7, B flat minor 7, A minor 7, all right? And then we're going to go to a D7, and then back to our G major 7. That's how we're going to end out, all right? So we're starting playing in B Dorian. We're going to start up here on the 6th fret of the D string in the Dorian mode, the B Dorian mode, okay? And we're going to go 6, 7, 9. Then we're going to move that again here to the 6, 7, 9 of the G string. Okay, now we're going to shift over to B flat Dorian, okay? So rather than continue along the same mode, we are playing the upper end of that B flat Dorian. Your B flat is on, the root here is on the 6th fret of your high E string. So we're going to go 6th fret of the B string, 8th fret of the B string, 9th fret of the B string. Then we're going to go 6th fret of the high E string. We're going to slide that down to the 5th fret. Now we're going to descend in A Dorian, okay? So that's what we're going to play over the A minor 7 to the D7, and then we are going to end up on the 3rd degree of our G major 7 chord. So really quickly going through this, descending from the A Dorian mode, okay? So 5th fret on the 1st string, then we're going to go 8th fret on the 2nd string, the B string, 7th fret on the B string, 5th fret on the B string. Now we're going to go to the 7th fret on the G string, 5th fret on the G string, and then we're going to slide down 1 fret to the 4th fret on that G string, okay? Now that is the major 3rd in our G major 7 chord that we're ending on. So one more time, really slowly here, starting from the 6th fret of the D string, all right? And in B Dorian, okay? B Dorian, B flat Dorian, A Dorian, working our way back down to that G major 7, okay? Okay, one more time with the riff. I hope that was helpful for you. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comment section below, or you can email me directly at cmillguitar@gmail.com.